to another edition of Electronics Review Board. Today we are looking at iPad cases for the new iPad or the iPad 3rd generation, whichever you like to call it. Generally when people get new products from the Apple Store or the iPad lineup or any of those, the first thing you want to do is get a good case for it. So what we have here today are what I found to be the most readily and discussed ones on Amazon. A couple I bought from Best Buy, and kind of want to go through those today and give you my opinions on the ones that I think actually work and the ones that I think don't. So first up, I'll introduce the lineup for you. Here we have the Targus, what they're calling the Targus Slim Case, which clearly is marked for the iPad 3rd generation, and I'll give you a quick zoom in there. And then we have the Targus Viewscape, which is, according to this, for the iPad 2, although it does apparently fit the iPad 3, as we'll show you shortly. And then we have kind of a no-name brand here, what's called a Poetic, which we received via Amazon.com. So I'm going to go through each of them individually, but that's kind of the lineup. Now, two of the three here, the Poetic Hardback case and the Targus Slim Case here, both claim that they support the magnetic on-off feature, which is great, and they both have built-in stands. I would say the Poetic case is very much like the Apple Smart Cover, and we'll talk about the plus and minuses of that. And then the Viewscape here is basically a kind of a leather binder with just a few landscape stands, as far as 3-point stand that you'll be able to see very shortly. So moving right on, let's take a look. We'll start with the Poetic case. We'll push these out of the way until we get to them. Now, right off the bat, I ordered this from Amazon.com. It comes with no fancy packaging, which I really don't care if it does or doesn't. All I care about is the case. And it has a leather finish. Kind of give you a close-up here. It doesn't look cheesy. I know some people maybe want real leather, but it's definitely I would say not even a vinyl leather. I mean, it's a high-quality look. To me, it's very classy for the device, and it doesn't dress it down at all. And as I said, it came in a very simple padded envelope, which we don't need anymore. So right from the get-go, you'll notice on the back, it is again, kind of a leather finish. And it also has, I would say, a kind of a plastic hard shell around the edges, which is, I think, kind of important because those are the edges that really get banged up, I think, when you're using it. All the buttons have perfect positioning. Camera's not blocked in any way, shape, or form. Your volume controls are readily accessible, along with your dock and your speakers. Opening it up, I don't see any problems with the functionality of the magnetic feature. It turns on and off, no problem. Some cases have struggled with that, and it also puts it to sleep when you close it. And as I mentioned before, the only real position it has for a stand is rolling it back, and you get the traditional landscape stand that you would get with the Magic Cover offered by Apple. Now, one of the negatives I don't like about this so far is it does not lay flat when you fold it behind itself. That's kind of an annoying thing. Probably something I can live with. This case only costs $17, which I thought was a great deal compared to what some of these other ones are here that we're looking at that start at $40 and $50. So comparatively speaking, I think this is a great bargain. I like the fact that it actually works. I love the look and feel of it. And Amazon shipped it to me in I'd say about 3 to 5 business days. I don't remember exactly what it was. And it also has a very durable feel to it as far as wear. I don't think we're going to have any problems with it. And again, for $17, it's almost disposable. So really like this case, and so far so good. So now we're going to take a look at the Targus Viewscape. That's marked for the iPad 2, but as we all know, they have very similar features and physical dimensions, so there shouldn't be any problems, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so now we have here the Targus Viewscape, and as it does state on the box here, it is for the iPad 2, and that's okay. Like I said before, they should generally fit. They seem to have very similar dimensions, and again, here's kind of a look at the back of the cover. It's showing you the different positions that are available in the landscape mode. So now go ahead and I've put the iPad 3 into the case, or the new iPad, whatever you prefer to call it. And I want to note right from the get-go that it is kind of stiff going in. it is secured by what I would say these bottom and top hooks, and then of course the bottom is going to swing out so you can have your multiple viewing positions. There is no on-off feature here. There's no magnetics in the lid, so it does not turn the iPad on and off, nor does it advertise to do that. But it does have the multiple viewing positions. And we'll see if we can. Now, I think they call it 3 technically, but I think that's kind of bogus. I think it's really only 2, because this is 1, this is 2, which is really not that much different from 3. And then I guess this would be the 3rd position, a little bit more down. Now, granted, it doesn't go down all the way in this position. So if you're looking for something like that, some people are used to the other iPad cases, which give you a little bit more of an angle, but those are really your 3 positions. That would be the 2nd and then the 3rd. Now, one nice thing about this case, though, is it does fold flat, if I can get it to do that. And you will see that it pretty much goes flat. I mean, obviously, it's a thick case once you fold it behind, but it does lay flat, unlike the Poetic case, but you do have some thickness to it. So overall, the finish is nice. It does have a very similar leathery finish as the Poetic case, and it also has a clip here on the side. Now, I find this clip a little bit annoying, but I can tell you that it does feel like you're going to be securing the cover nicely, but I find it, and maybe over time, it will actually loosen up a little bit. But there is a little hook that kind of catches over the edge here, and I think over time that'll probably break in a little bit more, but I find it a little bit tricky when you're opening it up. As you can see, I'm having a little trouble there. And just overall, I'm not really impressed with this case. I mean, it's a nice case. I don't know why I don't like it so much. I think because, 1, I like the magnetic on and off feature. Maybe I've become spoiled. And 2, I just think that it just doesn't feel that real nice when I close it, and it just feels really tough. But it does have a nice professional look to it. But I do have problems, like as you can continue to see, having it hook over like that. So that's the Targus Viewscape. Nice case, costs $39 at Best Buy. I can't say I don't recommend it, but if you're looking for the on-off feature, for that alone, it's a killer for me. So I think that simply just kind of puts it out of my mind. But nice looking case. I don't think you'll have any problems walking into work with it, and I think it'll actually stand up. It seems to be somewhat well made. So now we're going to go on to the final case we have here, which is the Targus Slim Case, and that says it is built and for the 3rd generation iPad. Okay, now the last case we have here, as I said, is the Targus Slim Case. Now, the iPad 3rd generation has really no problem snapping into place, goes in real easy, feels like it was definitely designed for it. Unlike the VuScape, which we just showed you, had a bit of a snug feel to it. It was a little bit harder to snap in. Now, the first thing you're going to want to probably know is, does the magnetic on-off feature work? And unfortunately, it does not. No, I've actually written Targus tech support about this, and a lot of people have complained about this on the Amazon reviews. And it does say on the box that it does support the magnetic on-off feature, which we can show here. So it clearly says that it's something that it will support, and it should work. It also says that it has a built-in stand and a soft touch lining. So it does have a built-in stand, I'll give them that, and it does have a soft touch lining. But, however, one of the most important features is that magnetic on-off, and it does not work. Now, if you rub the screen around a little bit when you're putting it to sleep, it might eventually find the magnets. I've read somewhere in some blogs that if you take some kitchen magnets and you rub it around on your iPad or on the inside of the Targus cover, you might get the magnets to realign. And quite honestly, I think that's just a bunch of bogus myself. I mean, if you were going to pay $49, this was a $50 case, this thing should work. I think manufacturers rush to get their products out to market so fast that, hey, let's not test it. Let's just send it out and hope that our consumers don't catch on that one of the only features, I mean, other than being a case, the one feature you want it to do is turn your iPad on and off, and it doesn't do that. So I was disappointed with Targus, quite honestly, that this came to market, and it wasn't just an isolated incident. Clearly, there's many people complaining about this on different review boards, especially on Amazon. However, I did write Targus, and they quickly got back to me, and they said they've identified that problem with their product and that they would be willing to send a replacement free of charge as soon as they're ready, which was 6 to 8 weeks. Now, that's a bit disappointing as well. However, they are going to replace it. So you can keep the case, and then when one becomes available, they will send it to you. However, until then, you have to just pain through the fact that it doesn't work like it's advertised. Now, moving past that, it does have the capability of getting flat on the back and very thin, which I absolutely love about this case. I love the design of the case. It has a really cool texture to it. Some people might like it, some people might not. It kind of has like a denim feel to it, but I don't want to cheapen it, making it sound like it's denim. It's a really nice finish. Get a lot of compliments on it, and I really do like the case overall. The stitching is nice and neat. All the buttons are where they're supposed to be. No issues. It even has a stylus holder on the back if you have a touchscreen compatible stylus. Now, the other problem I have with this case, though, is you'll notice here on the back that the Apple logo is exposed. This is, now granted, when you put it down, nothing should scratch this, but this is completely unprotected. So you either want to put a piece of plastic over that, maybe a screen protector on the inside of that, because I'm a bit neurotic, but I'm pretty sure that over time is probably going to get scratched on the back. So that's my only other complaint about this, is that is in fact open. On the Poetic case, it's a very flat case. I really don't know why they included this stylus holder. I imagine they were trying to be cute with it, but quite honestly, I think that's a bit ridiculous. Other than that, the case is nice. I think it's going to be durable. I think it'll hold up. Once they iron out the issue with the magnetic on-off feature, I don't think there's going to be a problem. As far as other positions go, you can tuck this behind like you could on the traditional iPad 1 case that came out from Apple, and you can use it in this mode. There's no stand-up feature available with this particular case, so this is really the only place, it's the only stand feature that you have. But again, I do like the fact that you can take it apart and it will lay completely flat. So this is the Targus Slim Case built for the iPad 3rd generation. And my biggest complaint with this case, again, is that it was $50 and the magnetic feature doesn't work, and that there is an opening on the back. I could really care less about this stylus feature, but I imagine somebody somewhere will think that it's kind of cool. So those are the three cases. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at erbreviews@gmail.com. The three cases, again, were the Targus Slim Case for $50, the Targus Viewscape, which was $39, and the Poetic, I think that was called the Poetic Handbook Protective Case, and I'm sorry, the Poetic Hardback Protective Case, and that was $17. My favorite out of all of them for complete totality, I would say, is my Poetic case. I think for design, the Targus Slim Case probably looks the coolest with the stitching in the finish, but if I'm going to keep one, I'm going to be keeping the Poetic Hardback case. That's it. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them or email us, and please subscribe, and thank you for listening. Have a great day.